All right, we're going to take a look at the top 10 characters for the month of October 2022. Of course, it's going to have Morgan Le Fay, but before we get into that, I want to give a shout out to everybody that came out and liked last month's video. One of my most liked videos, always my most fun to make, so we're going to get right into it. And of course, Morgan Le Fay and the Horsemen are going to be on this list. All three of them, of course, are going to be on this list because they just are amazing plug-and-play characters, and I think it's going to get scarier and scarier, especially when Rogue Saga happens in a week where we're going to get basically a boost to Morgan Le Fay and Red Hulk, and we'll talk about that when we get to Rogue's kit. But Morgan Le Fay and her team have been a total nightmare. Darkhold has been dominant in the arena, and we're moving into more of a hybrid team composition. But in other game modes, War, and in Cosmic Crucible, the Darkhold team is still easily one of the best teams in the game, without a doubt. And Morgan Le Fay is going to be amazing for a long time, and I think she's just going to get better and better when we get the fourth Horseman, and then finally Apocalypse, and then the five of them together should be something truly amazing. And we're going to have to see how that lays out, and she will be getting a buff. We're going to talk about that when we get to the Rogue. Next on the list is Mega Red. Mega Red is here on the list because he's an amazing plug-and-play character. He feels truly legendary, and his team is quite awesome and dominant inside of War, without a doubt. Also, I just wanted to say that I've gotten so much use out of him in nearly every Scourge event, especially on the villains nodes. He just plugged right in there, and he does amazing. His basic attack actually is something that seems to be quite a underlooked at, but it's just amazing. Steal 10% health from the primary target, redistribute to self, which is amazing. It's just a very good ability. And of course, he has two ability blocks and the ability to flip. He's a bonkers good. Easily makes this top 10 list. Ghost Spider is here for two reasons. One, just because of their team in bio, and I think raids are important to mention. And so, I'm going to put Hulkbuster on this list as well, just because we got to kind of mention raids. Raids are an important part of this game and moving forward, and Ghost Spider is on this list. Now, who is not on this list is anybody from the mutants, because I believe we're getting a mutant raid team for our next Horseman, the Death Horseman. So I'm not putting it, Jubilee or anything like that on the list, or Bishop on this list. Just because of that, because I think they're going to be moving off. But Ghost Spider and Hulkbuster and their respective teams are worth mention, because they you need them to get them going inside of the bio and inside of the tech part of the raids. So let's move on. Next, we got Dormammu. People say, what should I be doing? I've been playing the game for X amount of time, X amount of years. What should I be focusing? I think there's two things to focus on right now, is getting Dormammu and having most of the characters that you can that overlap, that also help you get Apocalypse. So right now the whole push is for Dormammu and then Apocalypse. Some people might get Apocalypse before Dormammu. We're going to see how that plays out. That'll be very interesting. But Dormammu is still a top 10 character. And even though they keep doing things inside of mechanics and new characters that are being released that kind of offset some of, particularly they offset the revive mechanic, the revive once. But there's other things on his kit. His charge is so good on his special when he gains charge, and charges will flip all the positive effects to negative effects right here. On enemy turn of turn, flip all positive effects to negative effects and apply 2 bleed to that enemy. That is so good to have the charge mechanic up on Dormammu. And then also his Dark Rain does healing, and it's just kind of like, the whole team heals up and it feels bad. So Dormammu is still a top 10 character without a doubt. Red Hulk, new person on the list. And of course, Red Hulk is specifically designed for war and war offense and war defense, actually. It seems like they're having Gamma on defense is even a bigger headache than one could have imagined. I knew they were going to be good on war offense, but I had no idea how annoying they were going to be on war defense. He is also getting a lot of play inside of the arena. His pavement pummel right here is probably one of the best abilities I've seen in a long time. It applies offense down and reduces speed bar by 10%, and then it also clears revive once, and then it attacks additional times. So I've gone into matches where there's like Spider Weaver on my in an arena, and I've hit, and it was enough damage to clear through her, and it gets through the revive once. The only thing I don't like about this is if like a character has revive and they have low health, and the first hit kills them, they still revive. They almost have to have like enough health for the second hit to hit. But if the first hit hits, then it removes the revive, and then if the second hit kills them off, then they're dead. But it's annoying when the first hit kills them, then they just revive. And then of course his meteor crash, which enables his battlefield effect. This is bonkers. It's a whole working around him to go with the charge mechanics to make sure that this doesn't go off. And very good character overall. And again, he's going to be getting a buff when Rogue Saga comes out in the next couple of weeks. So we'll talk about that when we get to Rogue. Kestrel, still one of the best plug and play characters in the game. I put her mostly on here because of her importance inside of the raids and her raid team, which is Secret Avengers. I guess it's not her raid team, but she just seems to be, Secret Avengers. Kestrel seems to go hand in hand, with Captain America, Sam Wilson, and so on and so on. I think she's been out for a long time, and most people know about how good she is. And I just personally really like her ping mechanic and being able to ping characters that have defense down. I just think that is an amazing mechanic. I like ping mechanics. I always liked like Black Bolt's ping mechanic and so on and so on. But Kestrel for sure makes the top 10 list. Doctor Doom, I actually debated putting him on the list or not. But yeah, he's the DD4 reward, and he's still a force to be reckoned with. Now, he has been moving typically from defense to offense, and that's what I'm expecting characters like Dormammu. When Dormammu and Doctor Doom came out, they were very, very, very strong, and they were put on defense. And as more counters for them are made known, they seem to be more useful on offense, and I've seen that to be true with Doctor Doom, and to a lesser extent now with Dormammu, that they're getting placed on offense more likely than defense. And he still takes care of business. Oh my goodness, especially when he's paired up with somebody that can feed him ability energy so that he can go off turn one. Some people will put Star-Lord adjacent to him, Jessica Jones on A-Force. Getting this to go off turn one, where he takes basically several turns in a row and gives turn meter to another character. He summons all the bots and then explodes with many bots on the field, just for a massive AoE. It is quite devastating. Very few teams can survive that. So Doctor Doom makes the list. Now, Rogue. Okay, Rogue is another horseman, and she is making lists for sure. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk specifically about her, you can see that that right here, these are grayed out, but there's it's not grayed out on her basic attack and her special. Now, basic attack, when the saga comes up, which is in a little more than a week, then she'll be able to do more damage. But the main thing here is that her passive is going to be upgraded, and her passive will boost the damage on her horseman allies, and that is not happening right now. So in the arena, for example, if you're playing Rogue with Morgan Le Fay or Red Hulk, after this is enabled, Morgan Le Fay and Red Hulk will be getting a 25% damage boost, which is huge. So even though the saga is supposed to upgrade Rogue, really it's going to be a massive upgrade in, let's say, an arena for the other two horsemen. And so that is going to be a big deal. She's very good tank, of course, right here. She has she's very fast, and she goes early, and she can rewind turn meter and then take away put on a bunch of positive effects for herself and start taunting. And then she also does a lot of negative things to their opponent. But the main thing is reducing speed bar for the primary target by 50%. And then she's in this like super tank mode temporarily. And then when she goes the next time, she has an AoE with a stun. Very, very, very powerful kit, and easily makes the top 10 list on this character. Can't wait to continue playing her when we get the fourth Horseman and Apocalypse. Icarus, why aren't you farmable? I just, this guy is driving me crazy with availability. This guy's been out almost a year. And when we talk about Icarus, we're also talking about Circe, boy, this a mechanic right here, being able to remove turn meter is a big deal. Reduce speed bar for all enemies by 25%. If you compare him up with Loki and Emma, and you get your Cersei to go first, and then followed up with him, and then he can double tap. Oh my God! If he gets a kill, he gets a double tap on this ability. Unkill, repeat this attack, which is a bonkers. Not Superman is amazing. Easily makes a top 10. Very, very disappointing that he is not farmable, foundable anywhere, and he's been in the game for almost a year. Hulkbuster is on the list, and I put him on the list just because I wanted to bring up the importance of the Bionic Avengers for raids, and the Bionic Avengers for raids is very, raids is an important part of this game, and so I wanted to just to reinforce that, yes, arena is very important. Raids are very, 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 very important. Probably more important than Cosmic Crucible and more important than War. So, this is, we want to bring them up. Also, they're going to be used for the Scourge for the fourth Horseman, the Death Horseman, which we still don't know who's going to be, but a lot of people are predicting is going to be Archangel, and that seems to be the rumor on the street. And then lastly, for number 11, Spider Weaver. And the reason why I put Spider Weaver here is because she is amazing and crazy, not only in Cosmic Crucible, but also in Arena. This, when she has charge, this whole ability here, lowering accuracy for 100% for all enemies. When enemy misses, lose one charge. Boy, it feels bad. This is so amazing on offense because the AI will play it wrong and they will miss, waste their ultimates, waste their specials. And she gets a lot of charge from her special, which goes very early, and because she's relatively fast, and she applies stun and trauma, gain 3 charges, which means that the next 3 attacks coming in, they're going to have reduced accuracy. So that is a very strong mechanic. And she's required for Apocalypse. So they mentioned that there was going to be the Horsemen and the Horseman teams required for Apocalypse, and then there was also going to be another random character, a random team. I don't know. They said other characters, but she's the only one that has been brought up by the developers is going to be a part of that team or maybe group of teams. I think it's just going to be one team in addition to the Horsemen and the Horseman teams. So Spider Weaver is basically worth upgrading regardless if she, like we're upgrading characters that we don't even like Scarlet Witch and Phantom X because we have to. And yet Spider Weaver has her own merits, and she definitely makes the top 10 list. I wish I had higher red stars on her, but she definitely is a kit-based character, so there's plenty of opportunities to get use out of her with lower red and yellow stars. All right, what do you think about the list? Any characters you think I missed? It's kind of hard. I think I squeezed 11. I always do more than 10 because it's just hard to only do 10. But let me know what you think in the comment section. And as always, thanks for watching and keep on gaming. Bye for now.